K225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
I'm Doug Brown. There are a number of new positive COVID-19 tests around the NFL today, including all 3 coordinators from the Bears coaching staff. 3 more Washington players were added to COVID-19 lists today, bringing the team's total to 21. Week 15 kicks off tonight with the Chiefs and Chargers in Inglewood. Jaguars coach Urban Meyer is now out of a job less than a year after he was hired by team owner Shad Khan. ESPN's Mike DiRocco says this was a necessary move by the owner.
He sort of felt betrayed a little bit by Urban Meyer in that, I bring you here, I hire you, I expect you to turn my franchise around, and you basically do all these things that make me and the organization look bad.
Mike DiRocco on Greene. The Bulls are hoping to have time to prepare for their game against the Lakers Sunday night. The team hasn't gathered since Monday. They've had 2 games postponed after a COVID-19 outbreak affecting 10 players. And some clubs in the England...
We're back on Friday, reacting to Thursday Night Football as Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs try to run their winning streak, looks to pounce all over the Kansas City Chiefs. That's Friday morning on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on ESPN Radio.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, 2 men, 1 journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit.
Let's go!
Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, The Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. And Wicked Weed Brewing. Drink different.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene is alongside here in the Ingles studio. It is a Thursday afternoon. We got Thursday Night Football tonight. We got recruiting news to talk about. National Signing Day, the early signing period opened yesterday, and Jeremy's very rankled at the way that all turned out. But
not for the reason that you think.
Yeah. We'll get into it. I'm sure Urban Meyer's name will come up a couple of times throughout the program today as well.
Usually at the backside of a joke, if I had a, much like his tenure with the Jacksonville Jaguars was. There's the first one.
There it is. We got Tar Heel time with Jones Angel coming your way this afternoon as well. Green on Green picks. All of it coming your way over the next 2 hours here on ESPN Asheville. First hour of the program, as always, brought to you by Ingles. Low prices, love the savings. Jeremy Greene, how about that NBA action? Yeah, I know you want to start with basketball. That's what you always want to do.
Did you drink during lunch? I mean, I will say.
Oh, come on. You can't deny those 2 buzzer beaters we had last night were pretty good.
Well, one of them was from 61 feet, which, that's impressive.
Yeah.
But that was, at best, the 5th best story of yesterday.
The 5th best story of yesterday.
Yesterday was insanity.
It was indeed. It was indeed. So, what are the 4 other stories?
Well, Urban Meyer finally getting what it was that should have happened forever ago. Travis Hunter decommits from Florida. And I shouldn't say decommits because the word commit should stop being used in recruiting.
It doesn't mean anything
because nobody
anymore.
Is committed to anybody.
It hasn't meant anything in a long time. I hate to be the one to burst your bubble on that.
It's not bursting my bubble. It's just getting worse by the day. Why do we ever bother listening to a verbal commitment? Because it doesn't mean anything.
No.
It is the most irrelevant thing we do in all of sports.
Right.
Oh, I'm verbally committed. Because Travis Hunter had been verbally committed to Florida State for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. And then Deion Sanders comes along and sweet talking and all that. And he decides to flip and go to an HBCU.
And that's fine. I have no qualm with where he went. And this has nothing to do with my school.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot for the life of me figure out how much it would cost for me to be a D1 college football coach right now. I mean, it's no wonder you're having to pay Lincoln Riley $10 million. Right. Why would you want to do this? Of the top 300, I pulled this. Of the ESPN top 300, How many do you think signed with the school they originally committed to? And I don't know. I don't know exactly how many of the top 300 actually signed yesterday. It was 27. That's it. Every other player that signed had at least committed to another school at some other point.
Yeah.
That is mind-boggling to me. How do you have any idea who's coming? Because you got these coaches that are coming in. Oh, you hadn't signed yet. You can still change your mind.
Well, with so many programs in flux, I mean, does it surprise you? Does it surprise you that we have that many guys that will commit to a school?
What is the flux of Georgia? Oh, your defensive coordinator left? Cool. You'll bring in, I mean, first of all, you promoted Will Muschamp, who I could argue is actually an improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly in pedigree he is.
Right.
Where's the flux at Florida State? Where's the flux at Tennessee or, Florida? I'll give you that one.
Right. Well, I mean, Florida State, it's not exactly like the tip-top program that it used to be.
Then why did you commit? It's better today than it was 6 months ago. That's the thing I don't understand. Why say anything? Why on earth do you feel the need? And there's only one reason for it.
Because you're supposed to.
No,
that's how this is supposed to go.
No, you're not. A lot of kids waited till the late signing period for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
There's one reason. There's one reason only.
Okay.
I tried to tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
It's because social media rules the day. When can I trend on Twitter? Oh, I commit to Florida State. 900 billion likes. Well, 2 weeks later, I think I might have changed my mind. I had a really good steak, and they have good steak in Texas, so I'm reopening my commitment. It's the dumbest thing on earth, and I can fix it. I can fix it in one fell swoop.
How you going to fix it?
If you commit to a school, no more visits. You're not allowed to take another visit anywhere. I'm not saying they can't call because there's no way to legislate that. I'm not an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can't call somebody that's committed. Okay, cool. We'll send them a telegram. We'll send them a message on TikTok. You'll get to them somehow. I promise you.
And how do you suggest enforcing that?
Well, you have to declare your official visits with the NCAA.
Yeah.
Cool. You committed. You're done. You don't have any more. No more official visits. They cannot touch you.
Never going to happen.
Okay, then cool. You're going to keep losing coaches because you're about to lose a handful of them to the NFL. I promise you.
Yeah.
Oh, but Urban was so bad. Don't care. I don't care. There's too much of there is a dearth of qualified coordinators that don't have massive baggage. Leslie Frazier, yeah, you're a good coordinator. You were a horrid head coach. There's several more of those. Todd Bowles.
Right.
If I was a college coach right now, I'd do anything to get out. Anything. If you're not going to, and that's the reason you're hearing guys like Lane Kiffin say this, Jimbo Fisher. I mean, Jimbo Fisher just signed the #1 recruiting class in the country. Yep. And he even had something dumb to say.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, he goes on Paul Feinbaum's show, and he says, the NIL, it's always been around, Paul. It's always been around. We just didn't talk about it. Nobody told nobody nothing. We've always had these deals.
Adam Black in our comments said, I've become old man baseball for college football. It has nothing to do with that. This is stupid. This is absolutely stupid. You have 40 quarterbacks that started at some point this year in the transfer portal. How in the world are you supposed to build a roster? Oh, Nick Saban does it? Yeah, because Nick Saban's 9 deep at every position.
Right.
Not every school does that.
Right.
If you're a small school and you develop a guy and you put all this time into him and he becomes better than he was, what happens? He transfers up.
Mm-hmm.
If the kid's not what you thought, he transfers down.
Right.
If he doesn't start, because, I came here to play, in spite of the fact you haven't earned anything. Oh, I'm going to transfer and go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just turns into this ping pong game of free agency. That's not what college is supposed to be. You only keep these kids for 4 years.
Right.
It's one thing in the NFL where you can sign them to a deal for 6 years, and now you completely control where they go. When you have absolutely no say, and I tried to tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm literally watching the building blocks of college football break on a daily basis.
And I frankly don't have a problem with it.
You will.
I mean, I'm sure I will. I'm sure when my school starts losing commitments and stuff like that, I'll have a different.
But it has nothing to do with the commitments. It has nothing to do with the commitments. How in the world are you going to be able to keep people on staff when this has now become the hardest job in all of sports? Mm-hmm. I would argue being a college coach now is harder than being a pro coach, and it's not really all that close.
I'd agree with that.
Oh, the time investment's so much more in the NFL. I don't care. You know what I know definitively is not going to happen? I'm not going to walk in one day, let's use the Jacksonville Jaguars since they're looking for a new coach now.
Right.
You know what that new coach knows definitively he's not going to have happen? He's not going to walk into his office one day and Trevor Lawrence come in and go, hey, I'm tired of being here. I'm going to the Buccaneers.
Right.
It's insanity. Like, this is absolutely preposterous, and nobody seems to care, and I can't figure out why.
Then you can fix it. You can fix it. Put them on contracts. Put them on contracts. Make them employers. Or you become the employer. It's not going to be long before we do that.
That's never going to happen. You're not going to unionize off the university. I could give you 10 reasons that's not going to happen. One, it would be the end of half of the FBS programs in college football because they couldn't afford to do it. Mm-hmm. Sweet. Then Texas and USC and the high majors will be the only programs that matter. That's it. Nobody else will matter. So that's not going to happen. But I feel like at this point, the NCAA has literally sat here with its fingers in its ears for so long, watching its whole model burn, and nobody seems to care. The Travis Hunter thing,
because they don't have any control.
But you could. You could have control. You are membership institutions of us.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do what's best for the brand.
Yep.
What's best for college football? Fans to care. I'm going to level with you. And here's why I definitively want to tell you this Travis Hunter thing has nothing to do with why I'm saying this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about Florida State at this point.
Okay.
It's become so borderline irrelevant to me that I don't care.
Really?
No, I don't care. I've been a Florida State fan for 30 years. You know how many games I watched this year live? 2. And one of them was
just because you know you stink, or you just don't have a relationship with any of the players?
I don't care. I don't know who half the players are. There is absolutely no emotional attachment. I mean, I know who they are. I know the names.
Right.
I don't know anything about the story. I'm not emotionally attached to this team. We played 4 different quarterbacks this year. I knew who 2 of them were before they played a game. And I do this for a living.
But if you get that guy and he's your star, then you know you're always going to have him.
No, you don't. In what world do you know that you're going to have? Well, they had the guy. He plays for Jackson State now. They put the time
with his commitment,
all of it. They put all the time, energy.
No, I'm saying
all the things.
Once you get a guy to school,
guys transfer all the time. Bo Nix is a graduate transfer.
High-level starting players, great in the system that they're in, no changes. Those guys transfer all the time.
There are 2,000 players in the transfer portal right now. 2,000.
And
40 of them are starting quarterbacks. Yes, good players transfer all the time.
And you could look at every one of them and go, that's why he transferred, right?
Why'd Bo Nix transfer?
Because his school stinks. And
you think he's going to go to a better one? You think Bo Nix, who can't win on the road, is going to go to a better school?
No, he wants to go somewhere where he can stand out, and he knows he can't do that at Auburn.
So being a starter in the SEC is not enough for you? Because I promise you, the school he's going to go to is going to be something of the level of an Arkansas State. That's where Bo Nix is headed.
How many people looked at him this year and went, he's a high-level SEC quarterback? He thinks if he can go somewhere else and start and win, then that'll be better for his stock.
And I guess that would be exactly what I'm trying to say. That might be the dumbest thing I've heard all day. Bo Nix could go to Arkansas State and throw for 6,000 yards, and nobody that does what I do would care. I've seen you play against the best. And that's my point. You're getting a ton of bad advice. I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know if it's all the negative recruiting. I don't know if it's from the parents. I have no idea. But the level of delusion in college football players is baffling to me.
Yeah, because
it's the coaching staff. That's the reason. Well, then why are you on your 3rd one? So it's always somebody else. It's never you, because that's what we've done. We've emboldened the player. And look, I always said, I have no problem with the players having rights. I didn't really have a problem with them getting paid for their services.
Right.
Always had a problem with it coming from the university. And I always had a problem with this freedom of movement. And before you say, oh, the coaches can go anywhere. Yeah, for $25 million buyouts. You want to go down that path? Cool, you get out of your scholarship for $1 million. Let's do that. That's if you want to talk about the equitability of coaches and players.
So the other school has to buy out your scholarship?
Oh, yeah. If you want to keep doing the coach comparison, because I saw that look in your face. You had that look like you're about to make that snide remark. The coaches can go anywhere they want to. Yeah, for $20 million buyouts, $10 million buyouts. Sweet. You can do that. But you want to buy your scholarship out for $1 million, you go anywhere you want to. But at this point, you're making this sport borderline unwatchable. Be honest with yourself. How many schools did you actually, with a real legitimate interest, watch all year long?
Oh, God, it was one. It was mine.
Okay, I phrased that poorly. How many schools did you watch knowing that your team is a national title contender? How many other teams did you watch and go, I should really know something about them?
Oh, none. As a fan. I mean, obviously, as our job, we have to watch those other teams.
That's what I'm trying to ask you, is I'm not asking you as a fan. I'm asking you as your team's at the high side of this.
Right.
You do this for a living.
Right.
Maybe I should know who you're going to play in the playoff. How many teams do you literally think could make this playoff all year long?
Oh, it was
6.
8, maybe.
6 to 8.
Yeah.
Everybody else is irrelevant. Bowl games, irrelevant. You understand why that's a problem, right?
They've always been irrelevant to me, though.
No, they haven't. They have sold tickets to these things like mad.
Oh, I get it.
The Outback Bowl in Jacksonville used to sell like mad. And the only reason I know that's because I used to make jokes of what else are you going to do in Jacksonville?
Right. To the average fan, though, I don't know that it's had that big of an impact.
And you're not an average fan then, because
those bowls have always been irrelevant unless your teams are in them. I don't care who faces off in the Outback Bowl.
But that's the part you're missing. They're irrelevant now, even if your team's in it. Small, just a small aside.
Yeah.
Georgia loses to Alabama. Let's say they kicked them out of the playoff. Did you care what bowl game they played in?
No.
Exactly. That is a non-sustainable model because those bowl games pay a lot of the freight. And the sponsors are currently looking at this going, why are we paying for this? If we can get on the logo and they say us on television 78 times, sweet. But in terms of being that subsidiary, we're the ones giving out swag bags and hoping that they'll say something about it on their social media. Why would you want to do that? You're getting the backup quarterback in half these bowl games anyway. And this is just all a trickle-down effect. You wanted players to have all the free range of movement that they could possibly have.
Now they have.
Congratulations. You got it.
Yep.
And your sport's going to be dead within a presidential term.
You think so?
Within 4 years, this sport is not going to look anything like what you grew up with. I promise you. Because there's no sustainability. The money doesn't make sense. Look, I'm as dollars and cents, X's and O's, black and white as they come. The money doesn't make any sense. You have 12 programs that are making legitimate high-level money. We put out a graphic on the AM show this morning. South Carolina is the 16th most profitable program in the country.
Right.
What bowl game are they playing in?
The Belk Bowl. Or the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
I didn't preface that because I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah.
I 100% knew you were going to call that the Belk Bowl. Why does anybody care? Why is Duke Mayo up? Yeah, we're good. We can. And you even got one of the quarterbacks that's a high-level draft prospect playing in this game when he probably shouldn't. The money doesn't follow the money. It's just like true crime documentaries. Follow the money, you'll figure out who did this because it's almost invariably tied back to the money. That's where it's at here. You're spending all this money on these recruits that on a whim, 5 seconds before signing day can just go, out.
Yep.
Because
they've always been able to do that, though.
Not like this. It's never been like this, where it was a show for, look, I'm going to put this on my TikTok. Look, I got the Georgia hat. I'm going to throw it over there.
No, we used to do it.
Hat. We're going to throw it over there.
No, we used to do it via fax machine.
Yeah.
Now there's cameras everywhere. Now everybody can do the show.
And that's kind of the point. This has all become all about the players. And we live in a society where a lot of people have never heard the word no. No, you're not allowed to do that. No, you're not allowed to take up a spot in the mental depth chart of this coach and then at the last second go, No, you know what? I'm out. In spite of the fact I've been committed for 2 years, who cares? Who cares? You stopped recruiting quarterbacks because I was committed.
Mm-hmm.
And away I go.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. Who won the recruiting battle? As Jeremy mentioned, Texas A&M finished number 1 in the rankings. We'll give the rest of it coming up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
After another unseasonably gorgeous day, we have a pretty quiet evening in store. Temperatures will be mild tonight, lows in the mid-40s to start off our Friday. Partly cloudy tomorrow, high of 70. We could see some light showers Friday night heading into Saturday, but a better chance arrives with Saturday's cold front. About 1/4 inch of rain total, high Saturday 67. Sunday we clear out, but we're on the cooler side, high of 43. I'm meteorologist Rachel Kay from the Weather Channel.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug. It's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
There's something for everyone on Discovery Plus. The streaming home of ghostly freakouts, muscle car spinouts, and 90-day makeouts.
I'm really in love with her.
Start your free trial today for exclusive originals and a huge collection of favorites.
Whoa!
Then dive into nature docs, geek out with the family, and get your grub on.
I could eat this every day.
The streaming home of true crime, paranormal, food, home, nature, romance, plus so much more. Discovery Plus. Start your free trial. Terms apply.
Experience the magic at the region's #1 Christmas tradition, the Pinnacle Speedway and Lights at Bristol Motor Speedway. See almost 3 million lights on this enchanted voyage, where you can drive on the track and take in our newest attractions, like the Under the Sea Sing-Along Experience and the Geico Holiday Lights Scavenger Hunt. Now through January 1st, every night from 6 to 10 p.m. Want to save time at the booth? Buy online at speedwayandlights.org.
It's Bristol, baby! Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Dashboard light problems? We can help. Our free Fix Finder service can read your check engine light, ABS light, and service indicator light, and give you possible solutions, verified by licensed technicians. You'll even get detailed results sent straight to your email so you have them when you need it most. It's the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes. The free Fix Finder service, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
More details at AutoZone.com.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Pernicious, adjective, having a harmful effect, especially in a gradual or subtle way. Now, Wicked Weed's flagship IPA, winner of a silver medal at the U.S. Open Beer Championships, isn't harmful unless you're a competing IPA. Brewed in the mountains of Western North Carolina, Pernicious IPA will destroy your expectations for all others in its class. Pernicious IPA inspires you to enjoy fresh and often. Order up at wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed Brewing, the official craft beer of Furman Athletics. Drink different, drink responsibly.
Sounds like someone needs to sing a Christmas carol.
No way.
Best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, he died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
If you believe in this spirit thing,
the miracle will happen, and then you'll want it to happen again tomorrow. You won't be one of these that says Christmas is once a year and it's a fraud. It's not. It can happen every day. You just gotta want that feeling.
It's time for another Ginger's Christmas movie reviews here on ESPN Asheville. You're in the Sportsocracy, and Jeremy, he saw another Christmas movie, so we did a double hit. Oh,
the first one I kind of saw.
Wait, what does that mean?
So you've been telling me for 2 years.
Yes.
That I had to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
This is it has broken the scale. I would have to drink infinity beers to actually finish this movie. I'm going to say 30 minutes. It felt like 3 years. I honestly felt like I was serving a prison sentence watching this movie.
Lord.
I felt like that I was being punished for something. There's too much hopping around, and what is that? What is that movie even about? I got 30 minutes into it when I don't know what the plot even is.
Well, you clearly weren't paying attention. It's very self-explanatory.
No, it's not.
The king of Halloween Town finds Christmas Town.
But why is the Halloween guy at Christmas? It doesn't make any sense.
Because he went through the magical portal in the middle of the forest. What's so hard to understand?
And there's where you lost me.
He stumbled into the portal that goes to each and every thing in things.
I did not think that anything could beat Elf. I at least made it through Elf. I made a ton of jokes. And when I say a ton of jokes, I mean a ton of jokes.
Mm-hmm.
But I made it through it. This one, not even a little bit. Infinity Beers. Nightmare Before Christmas, worst movie ever made.
Oh, my gosh.
In any genre.
You're insane.
Ever.
That is the biggest Scrooge movie review you will ever hear in your entire life.
And you know what? I'm not even sorry for it. I'm not. It was awful.
You didn't even like the creepy crawlies and the Halloween Town. That's just all the ghouls and goblins. Those were at least cool to look at.
No,
I'm surprised you couldn't get through it.
And here's the thing. This is all I can figure. I can figure that I have abided by my life theory of don't do crimes for too long, that I have never done any of the things that would make that movie make sense.
Okay.
I don't do crimes.
Oh, you're saying you have to be on drugs to understand it? Is that what you were saying?
That's not exactly what I'm saying. I'm just saying
I feel like that's where you were going down.
I fully believe it would not have hurt the understanding of the movie as somebody that knows nothing about that. It was horrid. If I hadn't been watching this at 1 o'clock in the morning, I swear I would have texted you and been like, why on earth did you do this to me? What did I do to you to deserve you putting me through this?
And here again, it just falls back on.
And then I started thinking about all the people that I've ever known that had that tattooed on them. And I'm like,
yeah.
What? But why? What about that movie makes you go, yes? It doesn't make even the foggiest bit of sense.
Sure it does. You just have to put yourself in the magical holiday world.
And here's the thing. Holiday world, I can get down with. You lose me at magical. When it gets into the forbidden forest of Halloween, or whatever it was you just said.
Right.
I'm out. Seacrest, out.
Jeremy doesn't believe in magic. Now we know.
No,
now we know
magic.
what the real thing is. Jeremy does not believe in magic.
I don't believe in birds. Why would I believe in magic?
So all that Santa Claus, like you can buy the magic of other Santa Claus stories, but you can't buy the magic of a fake world that has a portal to each and every holiday.
Okay, let me explain something to you, and maybe this will mold your recommendations moving forward. I can't do vampires or werewolves or like Teen Wolf out. Seacrest out.
Because it's one of the best movies of the 80s, man.
2 sentences into explaining what that movie's about, I went, nope, I'm good. That doesn't make any sense.
Even though you have fashioned your entire style after that.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I have fashioned my entire style.
Let me see it in the comments, folks. Jeremy was or was not inspired by Teen Wolf.
I was inspired by Nick Mangold. And somebody eloquently posted that on a picture my wife posted from the Christmas party last night.
Wow. I mean, sometimes you just can't convince somebody to enjoy the holiday season and its finer points. And
I enjoy much of the
Nightmare
holiday
Before Christmas
season.
is one of the classics.
No.
Yep.
No.
I cannot wait. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to bring in all of those other claymation movies. And I cannot wait to hear you tear apart the fabric of so many generations of people's understanding of Christmas.
And Secret Time, I'm gonna.
Oh, I know you are.
Because here's how this should have gone. I should have watched the good, wholesome claymation movies from, long before my childhood. And maybe that would have put a nice little buffer between me and Jack
Skellington.
Skeletor or whatever his name is. But I didn't, and it didn't. Horrid.
Wow. Nightmare Before Christmas gets Infinity Wicked Weed beers for Jeremy to even finish, not rewatch.
It was Elf to the Jason X power. It was that bad.
Mm-hmm. And again, just proof.
I have a
Jeremy's
mental block.
wrong much of the time.
I have a mental block about not finishing things. Like, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody starts a song, I have to finish it. I couldn't do it. I went, I cannot do this anymore.
What did HWA have to say about this? Or
She was asleep.
Oh, she was well asleep.
Yeah, she was asleep. Actually, after the Christmas party last night, I kind of forgot I had to watch a movie. And I went, well, tomorrow's not going to be great.
Yep.
And I'm going to be tired, and I'm going to be cranky. And then the movie was bad anyway.
And that was the one you chose to watch at 1 o'clock in the morning.
To be honest with you, I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
That ever happened to you? That happened to me.
That happened to you. All right. Well, that was a bit of a downer, but we got another one coming next hour, so hang in there.
It's a little...
can't wait for that one.
It's a little warmer
Really?
and fuzzier.
Let me get... Well, just tell us what movie it was.
Bad Santa 2.
Oh,
as soon as I
well,
turn...
you can already glean. It's the greatest movie ever made. It totally encapsulates the Christmas season. Ugh, you're so awful.
The Sports Tag.
Just a bit outside.
All right, here's the 411, folks.
All right. Well, me and social media, we don't really mix all that well.
You and technology.
Yeah, I don't like the social media, but I do like it when let's just say unsavory people get their comeuppance on social media. And yes, I think Jackson Mahomes very much falls into that category of just, this guy is one giant Deutschmark, if you get my drift. Anyhow, obviously, the brother of Patrick Mahomes, yes, famous for pouring water on opposing fans and dancing on the Sean Taylor memorial spot.
He's the Jake Paul of the NFL.
Oh, he's so bad. He is so bad, and he got what he deserved, in my opinion. So he tries to go to this restaurant in Kansas City. He's got a large group with him. Unfortunately, this is a very small restaurant, small atmosphere, and he just goes to Twitter and just starts bashing them and saying, oh, you should never go to this place because they wouldn't sit my party and blah, 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 blah. Well, they responded to Jackson Mahomes and said, we're sorry that we set boundaries that you tried to ignore. Oftentimes, people with unearned status and a sense of entitlement think that they are above the rules and will lash out at the employee enforcing them. We are sorry that we could not seat your very large group. As you probably saw, our bar was very small. We are sorry that you have to... that you have the reach that you do, or at least that you think you do, and that instead of using it for something positive, you've decided to use it to try to crush a small business. We survived a global pandemic, and we'll survive your ego. We are sorry that you didn't reach out to us first before taking to social media, but then again, that is an expectation that we would have from a mature and rational person, not someone who pours water on fans and dances on the memorials of tragically lost people for TikTok clout. We have not been fortunate enough to be born into a much more talented and much more famous family, but we would like to think that if we did have that much luck, we would use our influence in more responsible ways. We hope that our apology finds you well. It's one of the best takedowns I've ever seen. And of course he doesn't care because he's a jackwagon.
Oh, he's the worst.
But I take a little solace in knowing that there are level-headed people out there who know what the skinny is on Jackson Mahomes.
Oh, he's the worst. Basically, anybody that says, hey, I'm big on TikTok, I'm probably not going to you're not going to be one of my favorite people.
You're dead to me.
And that's coming from somebody that we do a good amount of TikTok things.
Yeah, now we do.
Now.
We're kind of new to the TikTok thing.
Thanks to HWA. Many new TikTok things coming, especially in the new year, but between now and the end of the year as well.
Is that an at the Sportsocracy, or do they have some kind of other, like, that's how much I know about TikTok. I don't even know, like, does it start with an at sign, or is it something else?
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been rowing a boat and you look behind you and you're just spinning in circles?
Yeah.
There are days that I feel that way. My oar's in the water. Why are we spinning in circles?
Because I forgot mine at home.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what this is supposed to be. Can I pin this to the wall with a thumbtack? Is that how this works?
You make my head hurt so bad sometimes. The Utah Jazz did a thing yesterday while we were off that the more I've thought about it, the more I kind of like it.
Mm-hmm.
They have hired Danny Ainge to oversee their basketball operations.
There you go.
Now, what I can't really figure out is what the power structure is going to look like. Because it looks like Mr. Ainge is going to have control over many things in the basketball operation, except for one thing. Who the players are. He apparently he's overseeing basketball operations, but he has no say in the roster whatsoever. That falls on the general manager, Justin Zanuck.
Okay.
This, to me, is the greatest, hey, you're really smart. You should come help us. Cool. Can I make trades?
No.
Free agent signings? No.
Mm-mm.
Those have never really been your home run swings there, Danny.
Yeah, you do the best with what we give you.
Yeah, we'll give you the things, and you just make the best of that you can.
I thought that was the head coach's job. Like,
it is.
In the barest sense of the word.
That is the weirdest front office regime that I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, but it's hard to say no to putting a guy like Danny Ainge on your team.
Oh, I mean, I get why you did it. I just think it's funny that you called him the what's his official title? The alternate governor and the CEO of Jazz basketball.
Alternate governor?
The alternate governor.
What? So does that mean, like, if the governor goes out of town, he gets to call shots now?
I don't know if it works like president.
Is that like the lieutenant governor?
It's much like what it sounds like you're comparing that to.
Yeah. I mean, that's how state government works. If the governor leaves the state, then technically the lieutenant governor is the guy who's in charge for the day. I didn't know you could do alternate governors.
Yeah, well, I promise you the governor of the Jazz will never go out of town. Next thing they know, they'll have 4 first-round picks that he refuses to trade for anything.
It's not a bad scenario to find yourself in. You could do a lot worse.
Yeah, I go back sometimes and look at how much draft capital the Celtics actually had,
mm-hmm.
and it's just dumbfounding that they're not better than they are.
Oh, but we were all convinced that they would. That they would be the next, that would be the next great dynasty. Because we've got all this draft capital, and then we ended up with
Jason Tatum and Jaylen
Romeo
Brown.
Langford, and like the big ones. The big ones worked. Like, but other than it's the Philadelphia 76ers were the same thing. They got Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and you got Markelle Fultz.
So they got Joel Embiid basically.
Yeah, exactly. Trust the process.
The process is literally Joel Embiid's nickname now.
Yep.
Because you're all that's left of it.
Mm-hmm. Anyhow, yesterday was the opening, the national, national signing day, the open to the early signing period.
Well, they had to put an early signing period out there because they knew if we waited until February, everybody might flip. We need to get signatures on paper, or no one's going to know what their recruiting class looks like.
But again, that's always been the game.
Not like this. Not like this. I've followed it. Look, I'm a draft nerd. I'm not as big a recruiting nerd, but I'm close.
Right.
It's never been like this.
I'm not saying it's been like this. But the basic framework has always been this. You have the early signing period. The ones that are truly committed to their schools, they're going to sign. There are going to be same-day flips. This is not a new thing. It's just the fact that there are a whole lot more of them now.
The same-day flip has become much more prevalent now than it was.
Well, yeah, because it makes a headline.
Did you hear the story? Well, that's the thing that irritates me.
Right.
Oh, I'll trend on Twitter.
But you're
congratulations. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
But like in years past, you would get lost in the shuffle. Like if you did that, there was no incentive to do that because everything was reported the next day. Well, now we live in a minute-by-minute world, so yesterday, you could own your region in social media for a couple of hours if you were a really top prospect that said no to one school and flipped to another one.
Yeah, that's going to be there's an I'm mad coming at the end of this show. If you haven't heard what Shane Beamer said yesterday, it's the most dumbfounding thing I think I've ever heard in my life.
Really?
And it's about recruiting, and it's very much in the windfall of exactly what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
It made me very, very angry.
That'll be coming up to close the show in the 4 o'clock hour. But Alabama was number one, and then Texas A&M jumped them in the rankings yesterday. So the top three classes, you got Texas A&M's at 1. That might be a surprise to a lot of folks, but we all know Jimbo Fisher is a hell of a recruiter. Alabama's 2, Georgia's 3. It's hard being in the SEC when you can have the number 3 team, number 3 class in the country, but you're number 3 in your own conference. Ohio State 4, Texas rounded out the top 5. North Carolina coming in at 8.
They were number 1 in the ACC, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they were.
Florida State was nipping on their heels until they weren't.
Yeah.
Yesterday did not quite go the Seminoles' way.
Until Travis Hunter said, sorry, I'm going to go follow Primetime.
He wasn't the only one.
He wasn't the only one that decommitted from Florida State?
No,
is that what you're saying?
They had a few flip yesterday.
So did Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson did not have a great day either.
No, and Dabo was big boy mad about it too. Which you could expect him to be. But there again, I'm starting to feel like Dabo has so much of that old school, ball coach in him that he's going to start losing more and more of these fights.
I don't,
because he's come out against the NIL. He's come out against the college football playoff expansion. He said, "Oh, now it's like what did he say? That it's now like education doesn't even matter." No, and there are millions of us that have believed that college football players haven't cared about education since I don't know, Eric Dickerson. Obviously, it's not all of them. But that's the running joke, and has been for years, of if you go play college football somewhere, you ain't going to class. You ain't putting in the work.
The misnomer that this is about education, that's been out the window forever.
I know.
Now, the thing that irritates me is, look, this is the thing that coaches always say is that we bring young men into the fold, and we try to teach them to be better football players and better men. How many times have you heard a college football coach say that?
Yes.
So you say that, and in the same breath, you're negatively recruiting a kid that just committed somewhere else. So basically what you're teaching very early on in your relationship is that commitments don't really mean anything to me. That's what drives me nuts.
No, it's the commitment to me. The commitment to me is the only thing that matters. And I think that's what's funny about, everybody who's upset about, these guys are decommitting and commitment doesn't mean anything. Well, it's never meant anything on the other side either.
What do you mean on the other side?
Like with the coaches. Again, I'll use what you were saying. Oh, I saw you were about to say this, but it's true.
Yeah, with a huge buyout.
And that's fine. That's
the
Mr. other
Penny
school's
Pincher
problem.
is about to. Not always.
Or it's the coach's problem.
There you go.
Well, I mean, if he's willing to pay to get out of it, then that's part of his contract.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to have to put this stuff in contracts before commitments mean anything. That's why National Signing Day is so important, because once your name's on that paper, then it's over. You've signed your letter of intent or whatever. Once the name's on the paper, until that point, anything can happen.
I just want away from the commitment system. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And what I'm going to say at the end of this show will perfectly tell you why.
No. I mean, I understand everybody in a perfect world wants, if you give me your word is solid gold. But that hasn't meant anything in a long time. It never meant anything to a lot of people.
It does to me.
Oh, I get that it means something to you.
Because I'll go ahead and tell you,
you're gonna,
you give me your word on something and you break it, you might as well just be talking to the wall, because
right.
I could care less about anything else you have to say.
Right. But I'm saying everybody's guilty of it. That's the whole point. The whole point is everybody's guilty of that. So I don't hold it against these 18-year-old kids. Do what?
I said, or you do what I do and just don't give your word to anything. Like, you going to be there? I'll try. Because I know me.
Right.
It's going to get 2 hours before whatever this event is, and I'm going to go, but my couch is so comfortable. I don't want to do it.
But to me, that's all part of the pageantry of college football and college football recruiting, I guess I should say. Of you bring the kid in, he loves the place, he checks out all the facilities, he gets all the swag, he takes all the pictures with the mascot and all that stuff. He gets swayed, and he's like, yeah, I'd like to come here. And then somebody else shows him a better door, and he goes, nope, I'm going to have to do that. So and kids are very fickle.
I'm going to ask the same question that I asked this morning, and the responses we got this morning were kind of baffling to me. If you're dating someone and you give a commitment to them, are you still entertaining other offers? Because I feel like maybe I was doing dating wrong.
Right.
I mean, I have been divorced twice, and I am working on my third marriage, so I'm not saying I'm doing this exactly the right way.
I guess
I'm just saying I would love to hear, because I know your lovely wife.
Yeah.
I would love to know how you would have sold that. Like, we're dating, there's a commitment, but, I'm going to go hang out with, Susie down the street, and if she shows me a better door, then you might just be out of luck. You see how stupid that sounds when I say it that way?
Oh, I get it.
That's weird, because I see them as exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly the same thing.
Yeah. It's a little bit different, but...
How?
I mean...
And how is it different?
What, the fact that...
That's basically what recruiting's always been
committed
called.
to my wife at an age where I was ready to commit to something. See, that's the thing. But that's what we're asking these 18-year-old kids to do, is to commit to something for the next 4 years, and then guess what?
They're not committing for the next 4 months. If it doesn't go your way, you can just go somewhere else.
But that never enters their mind.
18-year-old kids, why would we ever... You can declare for the military at 18, but somehow picking what college you go to is such a daunting process.
No, because if you commit to the military, then you've signed a contract and your tail belongs to me, sir.
And I totally get that. It is so disingenuous to me of... we're good with 18-year-old kids going, I'm going to sign up for the Army, but picking whether I'm going to be an LSU Tiger or a Texas A&M Aggie, how will they ever figure it out? It's such a daunting choice. I'm going to have a cardiac event before this show is over.
You very well may.
I see it coming.
You get so amped up about this, and it's like you're basing your opinion on the whims of a teenager.
No, I'm basing my opinion on the fact that at some point you have to protect a sport that I love. And the NCAA has basically looked at it and gone, hey, you got your money deals, you can do what you want, and now we don't care. And I see exactly where this is headed. I know exactly where this is headed.
Okay.
Because the sponsors are very quickly going to go, why? Why would we do that?
Because we still watch.
You still watch what?
Football. You still watch football all the time.
And if the NFL and college are markedly different.
Oh, I get it. I understand it.
Because ratings but college football, outside of those top 20 programs, the ratings are not great.
Oh, I get it. But
CBS
college football,
Sports Network, it ain't drawing a great number for San Diego State, Boise State.
No, but that's the thing is college football is a regional sport and always has been. It's always been that way.
And I don't.
And again,
100% disagree. I've always kind of rankled at that, the way people say that, because there's two regions that don't really care. The West Coast cares. We don't care about the West Coast's football.
Right.
There's a difference.
Right. But that's what I mean by regional sport. All of these teams, you have your little honey hole inside your state. Like outside the state of North Carolina, guarantee a lot of people aren't tuning in for North Carolina football.
Oh, I don't disagree with
NC State football, Wake Forest, Duke. But we all have our little pockets within the state.
But you had that thing. You always had that bowl game or whatever it was that generated a ton of money. You've made them irrelevant.
They've always been irrelevant.
They haven't.
If they're not
it's revisionist
your team.
history. It's not true. Until the BCS came along, they were equivalent because you never really knew how the voters were going to vote.
No, you always knew outside of the top 4 bowls.
1993, how many national champions do we have?
There were 2, weren't there?
2. Yeah,
how many Colorado and Georgia Tech?
That was 90 or 91.
Okay.
No, there were a lot of times you didn't know how they were going to vote because you had 2 polls and they didn't look at it the same way.
Yeah, but you knew what game they were going to, or you knew what group of games they were coming out of. They were never coming out of the Peach Bowl. You didn't have the national champion coming out of the Motor City Bowl.
No, but you still had things that mattered in those bowl games. You didn't have players that were just going, nope, I don't want to play in it. You know what? I don't feel like it. I don't want to.
Right. Oh, man, we got to take a break.
Yeah, we do. So we got to take a break. Run all the way into the break.
We got to get this Green on Green picks in coming up next right here on ESPN Asheville. Jeremy's going to hopefully be spraying some money your way up next.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. St. Nicholas and my family, they'll all be here.
The holidays are coming, and so are the guests. Are you sure your home's ready? Let Over the Moon Cleaning Services do the heavy lifting for you. Right now, Over the Moon is offering Sportsocracy listeners 20% off a deep clean when you schedule bi-weekly or weekly cleanings. Call them today at 585-0146 and book a free estimate. 585-0146.
Hey guys, I'm Ziggy, your local Philly girl, owner of Ziggy's Bakery and Deli. I've created a traditional northern deli with only the most authentic cheesesteaks outside of Philadelphia, served with provolone, white American, or Cheese Whiz. Our other classic deli sandwiches are made with the best quality meats and cheeses, available sliced by the pound. Join us for breakfast for house-made bagels with our custom cream cheeses. Or for something heartier, try a pork roll, egg and cheese, or house-cured lox. Ziggy's Bakery and Deli, in the corner of Asheville Commons, 1550 Hendersonville Road, open 8 to 3, Tuesday through Saturday.
Come rain or shine, high winds or mild breezes, blue skies or gray, it's a great time to consider getting vaccinated against COVID-19. Sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer.
When it comes to your job site, you need equipment you can count on and a team you can trust. You need ACT construction equipment. From Doosan wheel and crawler excavators to wheel loaders and articulated dump trucks, we've got the right equipment for any job and working conditions. ACT construction equipment provides cutting-edge Doosan equipment and dependable dedicated service. Find your ideal job site solution at 103 Westside Drive, Asheville, or call 866-937-3009. That's 866-937-3009.
Hi, I'm Chad Greenway. After retiring from the NFL, I've embraced my new role coaching my kids in their youth sports. Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to train, screen, and educate all of our basketball coaches. Visit trustedcoaches.org to learn more. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
If holiday music turns your joy all the way up to 10, then SiriusXM is your home for the holidays. From traditional and country to pop, soul, and so much more, SiriusXM has exclusive holiday channels dedicated to the music that makes your season bright. Listen in the car on the way to the party or in the living room as you're wrapping presents. Visit SiriusXM.com/listenholiday for how to start listening.
Why is this oven still going? Hi, this is Dinesh.
Dinesh's Bakery just landed a sweet catering contract.
40 dozen fritters? Friday at 5 a.m.?
He needs an event planner to help him rise to the occasion.
Oh, every Friday at 5 a.m. Not a problem.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Coffee's for closers only. Get them the money.
Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Tuesday night was, well, it wasn't great.
Aw.
1-2. But we're going to try to get back on the winning track. Continue a 32-18 last 30 days. I got one pick in the NBA and your Thursday night football. The New York Knicks are a 5-point favorite at the Houston Rockets. What am I about to say?
The Houston Rockets stink?
They're bad. Bad. And as long as they continue to play anybody not named the Oklahoma City Thunder or the New Orleans Pelicans, as long as I don't have to give up like 15 points, I'm going to continue doing it. The Knicks are good defensively. Rockets are young. Rockets are bad. Give me the Knicks minus the 5. Tonight, Thursday night football. The Kansas City Chiefs traveled to L.A. to take on the Chargers. Kansas City's a 3-point favorite. The over-under is 54. I'm taking Kansas City to win this game. I'm not crazy confident about it. I like Kansas City. I don't love giving up the field goal because I could see this being a field goal game. The thing that I'm totally over the moon on is over the 54 because they might hit that in the first half.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
That's a big showdown, too. You got the Chargers against the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes against Justin Herbert. It's only, we're still in the early stages of what could become the next Brady Manning rivalry. You agree with that?
It could be.
I mean, think about it. Patrick Mahomes is only 4 years, right? 4 years into this thing?
Yes. Herbert's in his
they're
second
both going to be around for a long, long time with both of these teams.
It's going to be fantastic, and it's divisional. That's one thing we never had with Brady Manning.
Yeah.
It was never divisional, so we get this 2 times a year.
Oh, that's an interesting one. Best quarterback rivalry inside the divisions.
Jim Kelly, Dan Marino.
Oh, that is a good one. Good for you. Good for you. It's definitely not Josh Freeman, Michael Vick.
No. Kelly Marino was in my own division, so it haunted my nightmares for quite some time.
You're in the Sportsocracy. Tar Heel Time with Jones Angels coming up next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
After another unseasonably gorgeous day, we have a pretty quiet evening in store. Temperatures will be mild tonight, lows in the mid-40s to start off our Friday. Partly cloudy tomorrow, high of 70. We could see some light showers Friday night heading into Saturday, but a better chance arrives with Saturday's cold front. About 1/4 inch of rain total, high Saturday 67. Sunday we clear out, but we're on the cooler side, high of 43. I'm meteorologist Rachel Kay from the Weather Channel.
Daydreaming about the cheesy Gordita Crunch Cravings box? The box that has a cheesy Gordita Crunch, a beefy 5-layer burrito, chips and nacho cheese sauce, and a medium drink? Stop daydreaming and get to Taco Bell to pick one up today at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time. This report is sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer.
There's something for everyone on Discovery Plus. The streaming home of ghostly freakouts, muscle car spinouts, and 90-day makeouts.
I'm really in love with her.
Start your free trial today for exclusive originals and a huge collection of favorites.
Whoa!
Then dive into nature docs, geek out with the family, and get your grub on.
I could eat this every day.
The streaming home of true crime, paranormal, food, home, nature, romance, plus so much more. Discovery Plus. Start your free trial. Terms apply.
It's the season of savings at NTB with deals so big they'll overstuff your stockings. Now through the end of the year, get up to $100 off 4 select tires with paid installation after mail-in rebate. Schedule an appointment today at ntb.com. Don't miss the season of savings and up to $100 off. Only at NTB. Eligibility may vary. Charge for tire disposal and TPMS service where required. Shop fee of up to 10% based on regular retail price not to exceed $35. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. COVID-19 cases and contact tracing up around the NFL. 3 more for Washington today, bringing their total to 21. But ESPN's Adam Schefter reports the league is not likely to postpone any games right now.
You think the NFL, which has a Saturday window with no college football on for the first time this season, wants to go give up a game that's been planned for months? I don't think so. And the league doesn't feel it has to.
Adam Schefter on KJ and Max. All 3 Chicago Bears coordinators are now in COVID-19 protocols. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson missed practice again today with his sprained right ankle. Just the second time this season he's missed back-to-back days with an injury. His status for Sunday against the Packers could be a game-time decision. From college basketball, Saturday's Ohio State-Kentucky game in Las Vegas canceled because of COVID-19 issues in the Buckeyes program. Mercedes drops the appeal of its 2 protests of the Formula One season finale in Abu Dhabi. Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton lost the race and a chance for his 8th world title.
At Napa, when it comes to serving you, their motor never quits. From next-day delivery to curbside pickup, get the parts you need when you need them. That's Napa know-how.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Wicked Weed Brewing.
It's ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. You are in the Sportsocracy. Second hour of the program, as always, brought to you by Wicked Weed Brewing. Check them out at wickedweedbrewing.com. Not only can you hear us here on 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400, everywhere on the iHeartRadio app as well. So you can take us with you everywhere you go, and you can watch us everywhere you go as well on your smart device. Just go to thesportsocracy.com or click on the YouTube video link. Actually, you just have to do that once. Once you go to the Sportsocracy, you click on the live video link, then you hit that subscribe button, and then it just pops up on your phone every time that we go live. It's a very, very easy thing. See, I don't get technology like normal people, but I do understand it to that level, and I feel like that's growth. And I get no credit from Jeremy Greene for it.
No.
Why?
Because yes, it's growth from where you started, but it's still not particularly good.
Right. Well, again, growth is growth.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be, I don't need to become the IT expert. I feel like as long as I learned a little bit, it helps.
You've learned more about technology than Urban Meyer learned about being an NFL head coach.
Oh, man. I'm so glad that thing is over.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Because I am not completely glad that
you're
it's
not.
over.
You love having the Jacksonville Jaguars. It
was a
complaint
guaranteed
sessions.
topic once a week. Once a week, it was guaranteed. There is something that I can come on this program and make jokes about every single week. And now I don't have that.
Well, and that's why Shad Khan finally came around and said, "No, enough is enough. We cannot continue to do this."
Well, when you literally stole what sounded like a line from Seinfeld, I finally got fired. What'd you get fired for? I kicked a kicker.
You kicked a kicker?
How hard? I can literally hear that. I can hear that in Seinfeld character voices.
Of course you can. But Urban Meyer finally gets fired.
I'm just dumbfounded that that's the one that got you.
I've heard so many people say that, like, what? Why was this the fireable offense? It wasn't the fact that this was the fireable offense. It was, that's how stupid this roller coaster has gotten. We've been so up and down and, through the mud with Urban Meyer from, his talks about the coronavirus vaccine and the video of him, with the co-ed at his bar in Columbus, Ohio to, same thing, not making the trip back with your team. Just all of the things piled up into, oh, wait, so you kicked one of the players? Yeah, this is done.
But see, to me, and this is just to me, and I always equate these things to relationships. To me, this is like a relationship where one of the partners cheated on the other one a whole mess of times, and you didn't end it.
Right.
And then they forgot to take out the trash one day, and you went, okay, I'm done. I cannot do this anymore.
Exactly.
That's just
it all
baffling
rolls
to me.
up into one big ball where it doesn't take it doesn't take you getting in trouble with the law or something for us to go, okay, that's it. No, it's the dumbest thing on the planet that will go, okay, this is done. I just can't. If you can't do the little things, like, I don't know, not kicking your players in their most important body parts. Like, you kick the kicker in his leg.
Oh, I mean, and trust me, the irony of that is not lost upon me.
Right. I mean, that'd be like Bruce Arians coming to practice and putting Tom Brady in an arm bar. Like, you just don't do that.
Well,
I'd pay money to see that.
It would be. Oh, it would not end well for your doppelganger. I can promise you that.
I don't know about that.
You're out of your mind.
You don't think Bruce Arians could take Tom Brady in a fight?
I don't think Bruce Arians could take you in a fight. And I mean,
he 100% could.
Well, okay. Maybe I went too far.
Yes, you did.
It's just weird to me and you did it. You went all cloak and dagger and did it at 12:45 at night. It's like, just how many of these things do? Okay, like, I feel like this is not that hard. And Jacksonville just makes everything so much more difficult than it is.
That was the 475th meme that Shad Khan had been sent on his Discord server, and he went, you know what? I've had enough of this. I need to be rid of this before I can even shut my eyes and go to sleep tonight.
Yeah, I've got pro wrestling tomorrow. I have to be able to. I have to get a good night's sleep.
All Elite Wrestling.
Here's my question: who in the world would want that job?
The Jacksonville Jaguars job?
How damaged as a coaching candidate do you have to be to want that?
Well, here's the thing. There are only 32 of these jobs that are available.
And that's fine. I understand that.
Yeah, so at some point, I mean, somebody's got to take on the charge, right? Somebody's got to step up and say, you know what? I'm going to take the ultimate reclamation project, and I'm going to be the guy to change this.
I've always kind of said that this Jaguars job is kind of it's a lot like dating me was in my younger years. If you're dating me, I feel like there has to be something wrong with you. Like,
oh, yeah.
Legitimately.
Well, you're getting none of those commitments that you were talking about. Like,
no.
Once you're dating Jeremy, you're always open to other options. Like, maybe that will work. I don't know.
Maybe what'd be great? Anything else. That's why I'm so lucky that I met HWA. My life is so much better.
Is he at least 4 feet tall and has a job? Like, let's just go with that.
Anything else above that's just icing on the cake. Because this dude looks like the brawny man if he's lost his hair clippers.
Right.
And he just doesn't laugh a lot.
It's an NFL job, so it still has appeal. But they've been talking about, all these articles have already been written of who's going to be in line to get the Jacksonville Jaguars job. And it's the same suspects of every job opening. Eric Bieniemy.
No way.
You really think Eric Bieniemy wants to sign up to be with this franchise?
No way.
This is going to be his big shot? He's waited 5 years on a shot to head coach in the NFL, and he's going to choose the Jacksonville Jaguars? No, this is a reclamation job for somebody. Or a first-time job for somebody.
No, you don't tie yourself first time to this.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't do the Doug Marrone? Or...
No, this has retread written all over it.
Ooh. No, Hugh Jackson already got a job.
Yep.
By the Jack Del Rey. No, they went down that path.
We put a poll out on Twitter of, with the Urban Meyer firing, does that make him the worst coach in NFL history?
Of course it does.
60% of, I don't even remember how many votes it was. It was a good number.
Yeah.
60% had Urban Meyer as the worst coach of all time.
Of course it is.
In the NFL.
Because it's the freshest thing on your mind.
Yeah,
like, had this happened at the same time of Bobby Petrino, I bet it would be a pretty close race. I'm betting it would be pretty close if they had happened close together. But we're swayed by the most recent thing that we've seen.
And I thought about that because that's one of my favorite lines is, no, it's not the worst, it's the most recent.
Yep.
There's a difference.
Recency bias is the thing.
And I don't look at it that way. I look at this like, how many coaches can you – all right, and I'm just going to go one by one through these. Literally dressed down his coaching staff as losers. Hired a known racist strength and conditioning coach.
Yep.
Kicked a player, was seen in the midst of what looked like doing something nefarious that his wife wouldn't have been happy
was
about.
100% nefarious.
Did not fly with his team back home after a road game. I mean, I could keep doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Got into a verbal shouting match with one of the best players on the team for the rampant disrespect. That was the term that I got sent about what actually happened from somebody that was there.
Sent the star running back to the bench and then had your brand new rookie golden boy quarterback go, he's the best player on this team. Why are you not playing him?
And
I think that had more to do with his firing than anything. Of Trevor Lawrence coming out and saying, why is our coaching staff not playing James Robinson? I think that had a huge role in this because it's just not a good look. You lost the PR battle.
Oh, well, and you didn't know who was playing. That also didn't help. Andre Sisco's playing more. He's playing more snaps. Oh, really? How many play?
I don't have the numbers.
It was 0.
Yeah,
he played 0 snaps.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many coaches have half of that? Name me any coach that has half of that.
Oh, of those blunders?
Yes.
There's not one.
There you go. Armchair commentary that does our Sunday show with us sent me a message on that tweet that said, oh, it's Adam Gase. He's the worst hire of all time. To which I immediately fired back with, he's not the worst Jets hire in my lifetime. Which is saying a lot because he's one of the 10 worst hires in any sport in my lifetime.
Right.
He comes in a very nice 3 for the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
We have made, when Rex Ryan is the best hire you've ever made, you made some bad decisions. But to Rex's credit, he does always put his best foot forward.
Oh,
did you hear what he said the other day on Get Up?
No.
They were talking about the Aaron Rodgers thing,
Mm-hmm.
where he put his foot up there and changed his Twitter handle or Twitter profile picture to that.
Mm-hmm.
Without missing a beat, he said, I know a thing about toes. And Ryan Clark literally walked off the set.
Oh, that's awesome.
He walked off the set like, I can't do this. I can't do it.
I'm always a big fan of self-deprecating humor.
Too.
And if you can go down that path and meme yourself,
oh yeah.
I'm 100% in.
Oh, I am a huge fan of any coach that can. I think Rex Ryan is a home run analyst.
Okay.
I don't necessarily want to ever see him coach again. I mean, I'm not averse to it. But
I still feel like he was a better coordinator than he was a head coach.
Oh, he was the most entertaining, if for nothing else. If for nothing else, I always knew we would be relevant because Rex could not stop talking.
Right. You'd always be talked about.
And then those other things happened.
Eric Bieniemy, though, this is not the job.
No.
He's not taking this job. Josh McDaniels' name's being thrown around, and it's
not
like,
happening.
Why would he do that?
The one thing I will say is that you might get a first-time offensive coach.
Brian Daboll.
High-end, and high-end was he lost Brian Daboll at high-end, but because of Trevor Lawrence. Because he's so unbelievably talented.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars don't look at what Brian Daboll has done with Josh Allen.
Oh, and go, Brian Daboll's done an unbelievable job.
That's the one I want.
Allen. I just don't know. I don't know what that would look like. You can't get this wrong. They're
going to.
I totally forgot that Shad Khan said that.
Oh,
in the press conference.
I feel like I've gotten all of these wrong, and I didn't get it wrong this time.
I got this one right.
Yeah. No, you didn't.
No, sir, you didn't. As a matter of fact, this is the most wrong you've ever been by a lot.
Right. Jim Caldwell. That's a name we hadn't heard in a while.
That's the level of coach, I think.
You think so?
Yeah. Why would you want to work for this crazy person organization?
Marvin Lewis.
That might be the best one.
somebody that can come in and build a culture.
Marvin Lewis with a young, innovative offensive mind, and Marvin Lewis just handles the defense. I could be 100% on board with that. I know some of our Bengal fan friends didn't love him.
No, because he just didn't. It was too long.
This is one of those times that I have to just be really honest with you. He's the best coach you've ever had.
Well, yeah, you don't have
of Sam Weish.
Exactly. You don't have a whole lot of choices.
Yeah, it's kind of like being a Jets fan.
Mm-hmm.
Rex Ryan's the best coach we've ever had. Woof. That tells me more about what's under him than how good he was. I mean, Bill Parcells, I don't think he was there long enough to qualify.
Right. He was like best coach in my team's history. He's the one that didn't win a Super Bowl.
John McKay's the best coach in your team's history.
Oh, stop that.
Yeah, 100% he is, because he gave us the greatest line ever.
Oh, the execution
How do you feel about your team's execution? I'm in favor of it. That line that Brian Kelly just absolutely butchered after the Florida State game.
Right.
I'm in favor of my players being killed. Wait, what? Could you run that by me? Well, you know the line.
No, it was Tony Dungy.
That guy got $100 million.
Tony Dungy was the best coach we ever had. And he's not even one of the ones that won a Super Bowl.
Oh, John Gruden's better. Was a better coach in Tampa. He won a Super Bowl.
Stop that.
It's all about rings.
Stop that.
It's the Charlie Weiss theory. It's all about rings.
In the list of people that are responsible for that Super Bowl, John Gruden's like 8th.
When you look at it in the record books, whose name comes first? Ta-da!
All I'm saying.
I love Tony Dungy.
Uh-huh.
He didn't win anything. I'm just saying.
John Gruden won with his players. And then 3 years later, not competitive.
And it really irks me when you say that. Virtually everybody in the NFL is winning with somebody else's players, unless it's Bill or Andy Reid.
Right. Rich McKay. That's who I give more credit to.
Oh, Rich McKay, who I think is on his 14th job.
In the order of people that get responsibility for that first Super Bowl trophy for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it has to go Monty Kiffin at number 1, Rich McKay at number 2, every member of the defense, Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp, John Lynch, Shelton Quarles, I would give more respect to and more credit for winning that Super Bowl than I would John Gruden. John Gruden's number 1 on the offense. Like, I'll give you some, way down the list after all those defensive players, after the front office,
I thought you were going to put him behind Michael
after the
Pittman.
owner.
I felt very sure he was going to be behind Joey Galloway.
No. See, it goes defense first, and then you got John Gruden, Brad Johnson, Michael Pittman, Keyshawn Johnson, and on and on and on and on and on down the line. He's not at the top of the list. He's just not, and he never will be. Strange being from a franchise that never watches games for offense. It's always been about the defense for Tampa Bay. Anyway, you're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Apparently, we are not going to hear from Jones Angel, the voice of the North Carolina Tar Heels, today, but we'll give him a break. The holidays are coming around. I'm sure we'll touch base with him after the holidays. And, of course, you can hear Tar Heels basketball and football right here all season long on ESPN Asheville. Coming up next, we've got another. Get ready for it. If you're in the holiday mood, this is really going to put you on the right track for good, warm, fuzzy feelings. It's another one of Jeremy's Christmas movie reviews.
Help you get back on the right track.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
After another unseasonably gorgeous day, we have a pretty quiet evening in store. Temperatures will be mild tonight, lows in the mid-40s to start off our Friday. Partly cloudy tomorrow, high of 70. We could see some light showers Friday night heading into Saturday, but a better chance arrives with Saturday's cold front. About 1/4 inch of rain total, high Saturday 67. Sunday we clear out, but we're on the cooler side, high of 43. I'm meteorologist Rachel Kay from the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Light delays, 26 eastbound after the French Broad River to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Again, 26 eastbound light delays approaching Airport Road. On the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge, traffic volume steady and busy. Brevard Road southbound approaching Sardis Road, traffic is slowing, and Sardis Road in both directions approaching Ramey Hill Drive, expect delays. Sweden Creek Road southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road moving problem-free. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver traffic.
This report is paid for by NHTSA. Do you think it's okay to drive stoned? The truth is, your reaction times slow way down when you're high. You not only put yourself in danger, but everyone around you. If you've been using marijuana in any form, do not get behind the wheel. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
What makes the holidays so magical? Oddly enough, it's not magic. It happens when something appears right when you need it, like the holiday gifts you ordered and had delivered with the Home Depot app. Or when you can build something out of nothing by watching our holiday how-to videos. Or when you know what an object is just by snapping a photo with image search on our app. These things don't take magic. Nope, you just need the impressive technology behind our app. Make the holidays yours with a little help from the Home Depot app. How doers get more done.
Do you think it's okay to drive stoned? The truth is, your reaction times slow way down when you're high. You not only put yourself in danger, but everyone around you. If you've been using marijuana in any form, do not get behind the wheel. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
When the kids turn unholy, Harrelson's Own keeps my patience divine.
Life can be chaotic, but Harrelson's Own CBD helps keep you calm through any storm. We make every bottle of Harrelson's Own from 100% organic CBD, hand-harvested right from the farm. Our nano-emulsified technology makes it so your body absorbs it immediately. So you start to feel it in seconds, not 60 minutes. It's actually one of the fastest-acting CBDs on the market today. Some people take it for general well-being. For me, it just makes everything about my day a little better.
It helps me relax. It helps me be there with my kids. Give your life a boost.
So to sum it all up, you're going to feel the benefits quickly, love the way it feels, pay a fair price, and you're going to thank us for it. Give Harrelson's Own a try, from our family to yours. Go to harrelsoncbd.com to order yours now. harrelsoncbd.com.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Christmas, the season of giving. At Ingalls, we know that nothing brings a family together quite like the holidays. This Christmas, let's give what's in our hearts, thoughtfully and cheerfully.
This week at Ingalls, select sizes and varieties Maxwell House large can or pod coffee, $5.98 each. Select sizes and varieties Green Giant canned vegetables, 3 for $2. And select 12-ounce Celsius sparkling water, 2 for $3. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
Sounds like someone needs to sing a Christmas carol.
No way.
Best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, he died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
If you believe in this spirit thing, the miracle will happen, and then you'll want it to happen again tomorrow. You won't be one of these that says Christmas is once a year and it's a fraud. It's not. It can happen every day. You just gotta want that feeling.
I want you to take more lessons from Bill Murray. Just, if you believe in it, it can be good. If you missed earlier in the program with the first Jeremy Greene Christmas movie review, he absolutely tore apart everyone's childhood and said he couldn't even finish The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Because I didn't understand it.
Because you weren't trying.
I swear to you, you could have written that movie in a language that I didn't speak, and I might have understood it better than I understood that.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so the second movie review of the day.
So I had to tap out. I tapped out on Nightmare Before Christmas, so it's infinity. Wicked Weed Beers for me to ever attempt again.
Right.
There is not a circumstance. Literally, if I was left on a deserted island with a television, a DVD player, and Nightmare Before Christmas, I would literally draw on the television screen with a rock before I would put it in there.
I was going to say, I'm sorry.
What is happening today?
I'm sorry, that snuck out on me.
Professionalism. It's Christmas, and professionalism has just gone out the window.
We're just leaving our phones on, burping into the mic.
No,
it's all
there's no we here. Unless you got a mouse in your pocket, there's no we here. It's all you.
I apologize.
Good gracious.
I'm sorry. It's almost...
We're not even one of the ones that are dipping out of here tomorrow.
This is true.
We got another 5 days of this.
Uh-huh.
By the end of this, you may not show up. You might show up shirtless, just like the way that you get me to just quit. Like,
do like you did during the draft. Super chats for Tank to do the shirt do the rest of the show shirtless.
Yeah, I don't think that would get the same response. I don't know why. It's a difference without much discrepancy, but
it's way less hairier.
There is that.
I will tell you that. Anyhow, so. Yeah, you can't get into the Christmas spirit to actually watch Christmas classics.
I did watch a Christmas classic. I watched Bad Santa 2.
That doesn't count. That's not a Christmas classic.
It does.
No.
It has 2 great thespians, Kathy Bates and Billy Bob Thornton.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong.
Just deplorable human beings. And secret time, until the break, I didn't realize that kid was the same kid from the first one.
Aha.
I spent that whole movie going, wow, that was really good casting. They got a kid that looked exactly like that kid.
Of course.
I thought there was a bigger discrepancy between the movies. I thought the kid had aged out. Nope, same kid.
Yeah.
Look, it wasn't as good as the first one. The first one is an absolute classic. This one, they're trying to rip off a charity in Chicago, and you think that no one could possibly be worse. No one.
Mm-hmm.
But his mother is.
Oh.
His mother's worse than
so
he
Kathy
is.
Bates plays his mom, and she's worse than Billy Bob was in the first one. That's what you're saying. Because I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen Bad Santa 2.
It's not as good as the first one.
Bad Santa was fine. I mean, if that's what you're looking for during the holiday season, is a very raunchy comedy. It breaks up the monotony of all of the Jingle Bells movies.
Oh, yeah, this is not a warm and fuzzy Christmas movie. I can't.
I mean, was there at least a warm and fuzzy ending like there was to the first one?
I mean, I guess because I didn't think the first one had like a warm and fuzzy ending. I thought
it kind of did. I mean, he stopped making fun of the kid, and
yeah, it's in that same like, oh, now you're just not going to be a complete jerk.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
It's growth. Again, growth. Growth should matter.
So I can't rate this one better than Bad Santa 2. Bad Santa 2 was a one Wicked Weed beer last year. So I'm going to go Bad Santa 2 was a 3.5. 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little better than Fred Claus. So I have to. I mean, which Fred Claus I really liked?
The first one wasn't even as good as Fred Claus.
Oh, stop that. The first one was markedly better. Adam Black is Ernest Saves Christmas on this list.
Oh, just if he couldn't even get through Nightmare Before Christmas, I'd hate to see what he's going to do to a national treasure like Ernest P. Worrell.
I mean, at least Ernest reminds me vaguely of Eddie Fox, so it'd be like home, you know.
That's sad.
So what? Sad that I called our workplace home? I'm here way more than I'm at my house.
No, that's the best thing you got. Is like, well, at least it's a guy with a country accent. So
yeah, that's literally all I know about the guy, and that you for some reason think he looks like John Cena
because he does.
No, I mean, you got one picture where they vaguely look alike in the face. That's the best you got.
Again, this is vaguely looks like each other. Not a chance. M85 says the first Tim Allen Santa Claus is a classic. Yeah, absolutely.
I watched that one last year. That one was that one's good. Had Tim Allen in it. It's always going to be a winner for me when it has Tim Allen in it.
Right. So Bad Santa 2, Jeremy says new Christmas classic. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know that I'd go there, but it's close. It's one I would watch again, which is very rare with these. We've been doing this for 2 years. We're halfway through this year's. Obviously did the 12 last year. I think I've had 5 movies I'd ever watch again under any circumstances.
Right. Okay. All right, we're going to come up with tonight's Christmas movie. Chime in the comments, whatever you think that it should be. TheSportsocracy.com. Click on the live video link and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can get in the chat as well and weigh in.
And I feel Curtis Davis, one of our great Charger fan, I believe, fans that we just love. He's fantastic. He's in the comments constantly. Said it was sad that I couldn't enjoy the magic of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
Look, for those of you that have not been around since the very beginning of this show, I cannot disassociate reality. It's just one of those things I can't do. So, magical things, and I can't. I sit around and listen to true crime podcasts and watch sports all day. I don't have that imagination thing has always eluded me. Just funny because I'm a reasonably creative guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's always blown my wife's mind. Like, how can you be that creative and you can't get into imagination things?
Right.
I don't know. I have limited free time. I like things that are grounded in reality.
I've met very few people that are as big fans of sports or anything as much as you are, but can't pour yourself into something that's fictional. That's one of the things that has always baffled me, because to me, part of being a fan is believing in the magic of your sport and believing in the magic of your team and things like mojo and all of that, all of those intangibles that we talk about in sports all the time. It's all part of it.
But I'm a Jets fan. There's no magic with the Jets. It's just it's like it's a lump of coal in your stocking every August, and you just do it over and over and over again.
I feel sorry for you.
Nah, that's fine.
I really do.
I got a cool life.
You
shouldn't feel too bad for me. But.
This is true too.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
All right, time for some weird news. Jeremy, you got one handy? Hit me with it.
I do. One of my favorite lines is, when you hear hoofbeats, you should assume horses, not zebras.
That's a good one.
In Upper Marlboro, Maryland, for the last few months, that has not actually been true. 2 zebras running loose since escaping a Maryland farm about 4 months ago have been caught. Prince George's County Animal Services and the U.S. Department of Agriculture were not involved in the capture, but were told Monday that the animals returned to their herd last week. Wait a minute. Let me see if I understand this correct. That's one of the most confusing 2-paragraph opens I've ever read in my life. So, somebody in Maryland has a herd of zebras. Why? But why do you have a herd of zebras? I mean, do they have zebra milk? I've never seen that at Ingalls ever. I understand. No. So, last night, we have our company Christmas party. It's at Taylor Ranch. Lovely wedding venue. Perfect place to get married if you want to get married in Nashville. They have longhorn steer.
Mm-hmm.
I completely understand why you do that. I do not understand a herd of zebras. That's like a herd of squirrels. I don't understand why you have... What do they do? Do you sell tickets and let children ride them? My bigger question is, what in the world did a zebra do in Maryland for 4 months, and how could you not find it?
Mm-hmm.
That would be like the worst Where's Waldo puzzle ever. Hey, what is that black and white striped horse doing? That's not a horse. It looks like a horse.
It doesn't sound like a horse.
No, it looks like...
Zebras are weird.
It looks like the logo from Fruit Stripe Gum.
Zebra.
I will never understand people and their weird pets.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is my pet ocelot. First of all, what is an ocelot?
I was getting ready to say.
Why do you have one?
Off the top of your head, do you even know what an ocelot is?
Not even a clue. It could be a unicorn for all I know.
I think it's like a gazelle.
I know it's actually an animal.
I'm pretty sure it looks like a gazelle.
I think Tiger King broke my brain. The Doc Antle guy that just rides around on elephants.
Oh, yeah.
And now I feel like there's one of those in virtually every community in North America. I mean, surely, God, the only one is not living in Myrtle Beach. Nope, you know what? Now that I've said that out loud, it plays. If you told me there was one place that there was a random guy that was riding elephants, I would. Where is that, and why is it Myrtle Beach, South Carolina?
Oh, by the way, I was way off. An ocelot is not a gazelle by any stretch of the way. It's a cat. It's like a leopard. It's an ocelot.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you learn something new every day.
That you do. I have an animal story as well. And everybody got crazy for this one little cute little furry critter that lives up in Maine last week. He took the world by storm on social media. And I just have to mention it because he's got the funniest name. They have nicknamed him in the community. First off, this squirrel is the largest squirrel I have ever seen in my entire life.
Silent killers in the sky.
He has to weigh, I'm going to say, at least 10 pounds.
Still terrifying.
But the people of the community of Damariscotta, Maine, have named him now Fatty McFatterson. It is the largest squirrel you will ever see in your life. Just search Fatty McFatterson online. It is the first thing that will come up. And also, that was funny because my wife does this. My wife, like, will talk about things and Dummy McDummerson and you, like, I thought that was a Andy thing. It wasn't until I heard this story that I went, oh, other people use those as well. Fatty McFatterson. There is no official weight on him because, surprisingly enough, nobody can catch him. Like, I thought that'd be the one thing that you could do is give me an accurate weight on this sucker. There's no way he could flee from you. I mean, squirrels are very hard to catch, but I got to imagine one that looks like a bowling ball probably isn't going to be too hard to catch.
But why would you want to catch it?
Because I want to know. Because I want to know if this is the first squirrel ever to be over 15 pounds.
It's a terrifying little squirrel.
It's not terrifying at all.
All right, I have to tell this. I was between two stories, and just we got a couple minutes.
Okay.
Kraft is offering to pony up $20 per person for dessert supplies to help customers who are unable to make cheesecake due to shortages of Philadelphia cream cheese.
Okay.
They have a website. I'll share it on Twitter. The portal opens tomorrow. The first 18,000 people that say they were disappointed at Thanksgiving because they couldn't make cream or cheesecake, they'll send you $20.
So was there like a giant shortage of cream cheese?
Apparently. Oh. And that's another, just add that to the list of toilet paper and a slew of other things that we've had a shortage of that does not make sense to me.
Let's go, Brandon. What can you say?
At Sports Tank ESPN.
Dude, do we have a sticker for that shelf too? I did that. There is no cream cheese.
Why would there be? I don't understand that.
I mean, I guess it's got to do with all the trucking stuff and it's hard to get shipments of things.
I mean, cream cheese is wonderful.
Of course it is. I don't understand why there would be a shortage other than that. I can't help you out on that. On that
people
front.
sitting around really liking everything bagels during the coronavirus. Hey, maybe, you know what? I know what it is. Joe Rogan told him that's how you beat coronavirus.
Oh.
I love Joe Rogan.
How did we go from bleach to cream cheese?
I love Joe Rogan. That was not a shot in any way.
Oh, it was 100% a shot.
It wasn't meant to be.
I think that was 100% a shot.
I absolutely love Joe Rogan.
Okay.
Doing what we do, there's only a handful of people whose content I consume on a pseudo-regular basis. He's one of them.
Mm-hmm. This is a smart cat. Most of the time. Most of the time.
I like Joe. And I love the news radio.
Oh, it's a great show. It's one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
Top 5 most underrated sitcoms of all time. With Phil Hartman, Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah. The little squirrely guy, Dave Foley.
Oh, yeah. I totally forgot he was even in that.
Mm-hmm. And Stephen Root, who played the boss.
Yeah,
he's good in everything. Yeah, he's good in everything he's in.
He was also the blind music producer in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yes, he was. He was indeed.
Just because I don't watch movies doesn't mean I don't like,
no things.
No stuff.
Just because I can't believe in the magic of cinema doesn't mean that I don't watch any movies. I only watch the ones that are kind of believable.
I think there are great movies out there. Just not necessarily the same ones that anybody else does. Office Space, fantastic.
Yeah, very funny movie.
Clerks, wonderful.
Less funny.
You stop it.
It's less funny than Office Space.
Nope, I can't agree with you on that. I can't, and I loved them both.
I'm not saying I hated it or anything. I'm just saying thought Office Space was funnier than Clerks. Maybe that's just me. Thursday night football tonight. You got the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. What do you expect to see from this game?
A lot of points. A lot of points.
I would agree with that. If you could pick an underrated standout star of this game, who would you put your money on?
Derek Gore.
Oh, you stole mine. I was looking at this game the other day going, you know what? Something tells me that Derek Gore is going to claim the title to this running back spot from Clyde Edwards-Helaire tonight.
And it's entirely possible.
And the Los Angeles Chargers are one of the worst teams against the run in the entire NFL.
Yeah, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire is just not good.
No. And we tried to, nobody's going to listen to us because we're just two fat guys on a radio show, or at that time, live on Facebook talking about the NFL draft.
Ah, how far we've come.
Oh, I know. From that disjointed, everybody gather in front of Jeremy's laptop in his office to now having all the 4K cameras in our own studio, and it's much better this way. But yeah, I hurt my hand smacking the desk so hard when they drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire because you knew it was just not going to be good. The guy never struck you in college, or never struck me in college, as being a guy who could be a next level back in the NFL.
Now, what's funny is if you could combine Derek Gore and Clyde Edwards-Helaire into one person and take the best of both of them, they'd be the greatest running back that ever lived.
So you give Derek Gore, he's got the ability to run between the tackles, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire has the hands.
Yeah, because Derek Gore does not have that.
Mm-hmm.
He also can't block to save his life, which is why he doesn't play any more than he does.
Right.
But against this team, I could very easily see them leaning on some combination of Derek Gore, Edwards-Helaire, Jerick McKinnon. Boo.
That's all you got? Jerick McKinnon. Austin Eckler looks like he's going to play tonight. So that's good news for the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm waiting to hear the plethora of coronavirus-related things that will crop up with this game. This is starting to get out of control again.
Well, I mean,
now we've got teams that the Washington football teams now up to 21 guys that are on their coronavirus list. People are talking about it again. Should we shut it all down?
No.
And this is, man, it's so predictable, but it's not where I thought we would be 2 years after the fact.
No, I can't even talk about it because I'll say something.
Oh, I know. And I don't necessarily want to. It would be irresponsible if we ignored what was going on around the league with coronavirus breakouts, not only in the NFL, but in the NBA, college basketball. There have been games that have been canceled. The Chicago Bulls are hoping to be able to start practices back up next week.
Wait. So what you're telling me is during cold and flu season, people are getting a virus that falls into the same level as that at a higher rate.
Wow. It's just mind-blowing, isn't it? Like Jeremy trying to tell us that Bad Santa 2 is a Christmas classic.
I didn't say it was a Christmas classic. I just said it was good.
Again, that is what a lie sounds like, ladies and gentlemen.
What, that it was good?
Yeah.
It's 100% good.
And we all know it.
You don't know. You don't have any idea. You've never seen it.
Didn't need to. That's one of those I didn't need to see it to know it was horrible.
Yeah, Secret Time. I didn't need to see the first 24 minutes of Nightmare Before Christmas to know it was terrible.
I agree with you. I think Derek Gore could be the unsung hero of this game tonight.
I think this is going to be a fun game. I think you're going to see a lot of points. This will be a true mark of, is the Kansas City defense as improved as we thought, or have they been very lucky?
But are you going to give them credit? Will you give them credit for being able to force turnovers against the Los Angeles Chargers, or will it be another case of just, well, this was, Los Angeles came out and they just didn't look sharp tonight?
I've given them credit anyway. They were 2 in my power rankings. I mean, how much more credit do you want me to give them? I mean, the defense is markedly improved. This is what Steve Spagnuolo does.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I think it's gotten to good. I think that defense could actually be argued to be good.
I mean, they're creating so many turnovers, you can't argue with that.
And those are cyclical. I want to see them come out and just be able to not shut down. You're not going to shut down Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Baltimore did, but not be a turnover thing. It's just a legitimately hat on a hat, we stopped you.
Right.
This is a team that doesn't run the ball well. They're very one-dimensional. So we'll see.
Yep.
I think it's going to be an entertaining game, which is markedly more than I can say for virtually every Thursday night football game we've had.
We have had a lot of stinkers. It's finally good to have one game that we have 2 contenders going up against each other, and it matters a lot for both of them. I mean, Los Angeles, they need to win as many as they can, and Kansas City Chiefs are trying to wrestle the number 1 spot away in the AFC from the New England Patriots, which I think they'll catch them.
I do too.
I think they will eventually surpass them. Kansas City ends up being the number 1 seed in the AFC, and Los Angeles is a solid playoff team. We should have a heck of a matchup tonight. But would that be the weird thing? Everybody talks about there's something weird going to happen on Thursday Night Football because it always does. Would Derek Gore running for 150 yards be the weird thing that happened in this Thursday night game?
Oh, that would be bizarre. But I do think you're going to see a run-heavier approach. You want to take away the turnovers, the turnover issues from Pat Mahomes? Attack them where they're brutally bad.
Mm-hmm.
Stop the run.
And more Josh Gordon.
I do still see him being that secondary. I just can't trust Byron Pringle or Mecole Hardman. I mean, it's fantastic that you can run really fast in a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see you run a discernible route one time. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Josh Gordon can do that.
Yep. All right, tonight, Thursday Night Football, Kansas City Chiefs, Los Angeles Chargers. You want to give your pick again for this one in case they missed Greene on Greene earlier?
I am taking the Kansas City Chiefs minus the 3 over the 54.
I'm going to be right there with you. Kansas City minus the 3. Should be a fun one.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Lane delays, 26 eastbound after the French Broad River to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Again, 26 eastbound light delays approaching Airport Road. On the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge, traffic volume steady and busy. Brevard Road southbound approaching Sardis Road, traffic is slowing. And Sardis Road in both directions approaching Ramey Hill Drive, expect delays. Sweeten Creek Road southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road moving problem-free. I'm Lynn Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mucinex 12-Hour. When you have cough and chest congestion, you need a medicine that's effective and long-lasting. Mucinex DM's bilayer tablet allows for immediate and extended release, relieving both wet and dry coughs and loosening chest congestion for 12 long hours. Grab Mucinex DM, available at Walgreens.
Celebrate your favorite podcasts at our iHeartRadio Podcast Awards on January 13th, including My Favorite Murder, winner of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award, celebrating the voices that are taking risks, challenging assumptions, expanding the audio art form, and taking us to places we've never been.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. Listen to the best of what you love with Audible Originals, audiobooks, podcasts, and more. True crime, sci-fi, memoirs, and wellness. Audible's got something for every mood. Try it for free when you sign up at audible.com.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug, it's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Taco Bell's new double steak grilled cheese burrito coated with melty cheese will leave you speechless. So get to Taco Bell and pick one up today. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only. Double the steak claim as compared to the steak quesadilla.
If holiday music turns your joy all the way up to 10, then SiriusXM is your home for the holidays. From traditional and country to pop, soul, and so much more, SiriusXM has exclusive holiday channels dedicated to the music that makes your season bright. Listen in the car on the way to the party, or in the living room as you're wrapping presents. Visit SiriusXM.com/listenholiday for how to start listening.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Here in Beer City, we take homegrown seriously. And since 2012, Wicked Weed Brewing has been pushing the boundaries of the industry. They've not only created staples like the Freak of Nature Double IPA, the Lieutenant Dank, and Pernicious, but they also opened the first sour beer tap room on the East Coast. Wicked Weed has also supported our local community to the tune of $1.6 million with the Beers That Build program. Visit one of their 4 locations, schedule a brewery tour, or place an order for pickup or delivery. WickedWeedBrewing.com.
Dirty perky shark back flat.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore.
Shark back flat.
Let the hate flow through you.
We have spent a lot of this show, especially the beginning of it, talking about the fiasco that was yesterday's National Signing Day. Well, there's one story that kind of encapsulates why I'm so angry about this in a nice little package. Maybe you heard the name yesterday, Jayshon Barham. He's a 4-star linebacker that was committed to South Carolina. Shane Beamer came out yesterday and said there was something very strange about his commitment. Because he committed to South Carolina not long ago and flipped yesterday to Maryland. Mr. Beamer, who is the head coach at South Carolina, said you'd have to ask the young man that you're referring to if you want to know what happened. I know I can't say that it's a surprise. When this particular young man committed on Saturday, about 10 minutes later, I got a phone call from somebody in the know up there that said, just so you know, it's all part of the plan. He's going to flip on Wednesday and go to Maryland. This kid literally committed to South Carolina with the intention of being one of the players we talked about for flipping on signing day.
No.
That's the problem. This has all become a social media show because we live in a society where we have a slew of people that have never been told no, or your TikTok views and your likes on Facebook are not the most important thing in the world. These are people's jobs and people's livelihoods. and nobody seems to care. That is what drives me absolutely crazy. And when I find out that there was a kid that committed to a school just solely with the intention of, oh, I'm going to be one of those that trends on Twitter because they flipped me on signing day. Your whole system is irrevocably broken. How do you fix it? I don't know. I'm not paid to figure that out. That's not my job. But I'm telling you, NCAA, this is getting worse every year. It's getting worse by the hour. It's getting worse by the day. And if you don't do something to intervene here, you're going to lose a ton of talent from the coaching ranks. You're going to continue to be a bit of a joke because this transfer portal thing has 100% become a joke. Oh, just go wherever. If you don't like it, you go somewhere else. There's no punishment. And I tried to tell you this was coming. I've told you this. I've been doing this show for 4 years, almost 4 years. I have been saying this since the first time I came on these airways.
Yes, you have.
And I'm going to keep saying it until you see exactly what it is that I'm seeing. This cannot maintain. Because in this social media age, the most important thing is your likes and your views and your TikTok and your Instagram and all of those things. And the team concept has gone out the window. It started with players opting out of the bowl games. Then we got into the transfer portal. Then we got into all the other things. And frankly, I don't know what's next. And I'm pretty sure that I don't want to. I'm mad.
It's because it's all about the brand. It's all about the individual brand and not the school brand.
And that's the problem. The brand used to be the school.
Yep.
I want to be part of the Ohio State University or the next Golden Domer or Boomer Schooner or whatever it was.
Yep.
That used to be a thing. Now it's not. I want all the Facebook likes and all the Instagram likes and all the little heart emojis and the thumbs up.
Yep. Because that's what trends. People like surprise endings. You know, I've been going through this with my kids. Like, my kids are getting into telling jokes. They really like telling jokes, but they really like making up jokes that make no sense. And I keep trying to tell them, like, guys, if you're going to tell me a knock-knock joke, like, the ending can't be like, knock-knock, who's there, butthead who, butthead hit you in the face. Like, that's not funny. It has to have a catchy surprise ending. But that's what the kids are after now. And so that's what this kid was all about. How can I make some news? You can't guard against that because that's the way society works today. That's the way the social media sphere works. I don't know how you're going to fix it.
Oh, you can 100%.
Because you're not going back. Once that bunny has come out of the box, it ain't going back in. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. We will see you back here tomorrow at 3. We'll be playing Beat the Chief. And yeah, I won again. We'll see if we can keep the streak going.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
After another unseasonably gorgeous day, we have a pretty quiet evening in store. Temperatures will be mild tonight, lows in the mid-40s to start off our Friday. Partly cloudy tomorrow, high of 70. We could see some light showers Friday night heading into Saturday, but a better chance arrives with Saturday's cold front. About 1/4 inch of rain total, high Saturday 67. Sunday we clear out, but we're on the cooler side, high of 43. I'm meteorologist Rachel Kay from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse's Clean Shop Promise. Get cozy this winter at Mattress Warehouse. Buy one, get one free on select mattresses. Buy one, get one 50% off sleep accessories. Plus, get free next day delivery on select orders. Visit sleephappens.com to find a store near you.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Light delays 26 eastbound after the French Broad River to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Again, 26 eastbound.